But I think the Corona game plan is 1. They want people to start fighting against the government and against each other. That way they can justify the laws that come in to take away more people's rights or the freedom of movement. And that's already happened. Everyone's fighting. The government has got people also rebelling against them, restricting their freedom of movement, their right to go to the beach, for example, their right to travel from state to state within the one country, like Australia. They got people fighting against each other. I stood next to a lady only hours ago in a line at a shopping centre, and she gave a filthy look, and as she went to walk away, she was horrified that another human stood next to her. She said, "Can't you see the lines on the floor?" There's a line on the floor which keeps our distance from each other. As per rules, not laws, per rules the government is pushing on people. She was horrified that I was standing too close to her. You know, you got tigers, lions, bears, sharks even. The most feared things people are scared of, so to speak. But no, the most fearful thing people are scared of now is another human being standing near them. Just standing near them. Officially, humans have lost the plot. We are so fearful now because of this propaganda shit our government has pushed on us. Everyone, the majority of people are abiding by this social distancing, not shaking hands, hugging, kissing, not being a part of a society, and separating humanity more than ever. And this will carry on for decades and decades after this, because the subconscious program that's happening now will just carry on. So, the next step, they want people to get vaccinated to beat this virus. We can all do it together if you all get vaccinated. If you don't get vaccinated, we'll blame the unvaccinated for continuing it on, this strong cold and flu. Oh, by the way, I finally know somebody with COVID-19. But I haven't spoken to them yet, so I'm not going to talk about it. But I have been told that they just said it was a really, really bad flu for about 4 days. But they were in their 20s, so got through it with ease. Cold and flu, nevertheless. I want to incarcerate people if you're out in public. They want people to dob in their neighbours if they think they're sick. And if you are out in public and you're not quarantined, now they can just detain you off the street. So if your wife and kid goes out today, there's a good chance if they appear to be sick, the law has the right to incarcerate them. People agree with this stuff. The majority of people think that's great, because in theory, it does sound great. We're helping stopping this killer virus. But practically, no, it's not great. They're just taking our rights away, and these laws aren't going to disappear once this little coronavirus is gone. They're going to stick around forever. So again, at a drop of a hat, you can be incarcerated, detained, locked away. Or at the best situation is being forced to stay in your own house for a couple of weeks. They want everyone working for just a few major companies or working for the government. Hundreds of thousands of people have lost their jobs in Australia. Then all of a sudden, boom, 20,000 jobs open up for Woolworths and over nearly 10,000 jobs open up for Coles. These are two of Australia's major shopping centres for food. You know, with $1 billion also being handed out by the government, everyone's now become reliant on the government and a few companies now for all their food and work and money. Can you see here how the control's getting tighter? Can you feel it? If you can't, you got to listen to what the news is saying. Often now they're talking about these new rules that have come in. Not laws, rules. A social distancing rule isn't a law. They cannot force you to do it. So think about that next time you're listening to the media, police and anyone talk. If they're saying it's a rule, it's not a law. And if it is a law, well, they've got you, but it doesn't make it right either. They want everyone to stay home and get used to it. And it's working. There's not many places to go now because everything's closed. So what have people done? They've stockpiled their house with food. Now they just sit back and watch TV because they're all set. But now they're getting used to it. They can get home delivery now. We don't have to leave home. How good's this? Now they can work from home. It's all starting to look good. You're saving money on travel. And life becomes easier. And we would never have known this. We would have never realised how good it is to stay home if it wasn't for this Corona COVID-19. If it wasn't for this virus, we would never have experienced it to realise that, hey, it's not too bad after all. We can get used to this. It's not bad. So again, this New World Order, they're tricking everyone. They're sucking everybody in. Now look at the way they've structured all this. And look at times before this. They've been structuring our lives, programming our brains, manipulating the human society into the way we're living now. We've just fallen in a hole. We don't know how to feed ourselves anymore without a shopping centre. We're gone. We don't know how to humans cannot look after themselves. Every animal in this world doesn't need human help. Humans need all the help we can get just to get a freaking drink of water or a carrot. Now think about it. Would you, as a human, structure the world like this? No one likes their jobs. No one wants to go to work, to pay their mortgages. We're all tied up in this system. We're stuck. We cannot get out. Humans didn't structure the world. We've been manipulated by powers it shouldn't be, bloodlines, into this way of thinking, living and behaving. This isn't human nature. It's human behaviour, the way we're all carrying on now in frantic mode, fighting with each other because someone's standing too close. We've been manipulated. But no one understands this. No one understands because of the bloodlines that have manipulated us for thousands of years. And until people get their head around all that and look at the ancient history, look at the symbolism that's in your face. Every day they've told us everything that's happening now we've been told will happen. But we didn't listen because it's conspiracy. Well, it's too late now. And that's fine. Go get your vaccinations. Follow the government. Follow that line in the shopping centres. Follow the arrows. Be a good human. But just don't complain because your life's stuffed. Don't start blaming the people that won't listen to the government or the unvaccinated. It's your own fault for following the government.